I was 4.5 when my parents were taken away. That is the only time, the only picture I have of them in my mind. My father was told by our neighbor, actually, from way downstairs on the first floor, to leave, to go in hiding. But my father always responded to him, they only arrested the rich Jews, and we are poor. There were some arrests, but it was mostly other people. In addition, it was impossible to move. All the train stations were guarded by the SS. You needed an ID, and on his ID there was a stamp that was Jew, Juif in French. They promised our parents, when my parents didn't know what to do with my sister and I, that they would take care of us until they came back, not knowing if they were going to come back that day or a week later or a month later. And they just hid us because they had made that promise. Some neighbors counseled them to give us away because they were endangering themselves and endangering the lives of their two sons, who were 18 and 20 at the time. But they never did. The most important reason why I talk and I have these presentations is to recognize this Christian family that has done so much for the two of us. But by doing what they have done, showing the heroism, the courage, for 3 years, for just two people, has shown a whole town in France of today 50,000 people, then it was about 18, 20,000 people. How much courage you can show, how much dedication you can show to the human race. We need people with vision when it comes to the future, and see when they are bad people. And the advice that I have, somehow, we just got to do something early, and we've got to work with all the countries in this world to suppress these people when they can be suppressed. So that is a reason, that's what I'm going to be talking about. It is so important, but most important is really to recognize this family. I was very lucky because I was there when there were so many inventions, so many developments, so much improvement in technology to help actually people and to help the world to where it is. The technology that we developed at SanDisk and we commercialized allowed for cell phones, for tablets, for portable computers. Today we would not have the digital cameras that we have without that technology. It would be absolutely impossible. Religious persecution could happen in America. It is not likely to happen, but it could. But it is happening in other countries, and we just have to be sure that it doesn't happen in America. And it could happen. There's no question about it. So we have to be very, very careful that we do have a strong constitution. We do have a strong government in general. But it can happen. It can happen. It has happened in a country that was civilized, and that was Germany. It has happened in a country that was civilized, Serbia. When we elect a president of this country, we not only elect a president of the United States, we elect a president of the world, because we are the example of the world. We are probably the freest country in the world when it comes to religion and when it comes to civilian life.